throne. Says that I have excellent connection. Thank you. I've worked very hard on it. And that we're live. Sweet. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Hello.
Welcome back to
Hello.
Curse of the Crimson Throne session 116.
About that for a moment.
How are my lovely players?
I'm updating watches. Might stay home for the next 2 weeks just to fuck around.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are out of Death Head Vault. It's been fun while it lasted, but you're gone now.
Yep. Couple days specifically because it's snowing.
Yep.
In a way that really just sucks.
I know the feeling. Yesterday it was so cold outside that the literal moisture in the air going through my nostrils froze before it even left my nose.
That's always a fun experience.
Isn't it? So, would anyone like to give us a recap?
I suppose I can. If I must.
I believe you must.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
So, last week, we were just having some fun, playing some make-believe with that mind stuff in the brain place that was Eli. And we were kind of wandering around, and there was a little baby Eli, and he's just like, I'm so cute and adorable, look at me, tee-hee. And Rhea was just like, yes, you are adorable, oh my goodness. And we were like, hey, so that... I love my son, brother-in-law. Exactly. So... we were asking, hey, so, where's your mom? We need to have a conversation with her. And he's like, oh, you don't want to do that. We should, we can hang out and stuff and have fun here. Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. You guys need to get out of here, because that's, this is bad. We're like, no, we're gonna have a conversation with your mom. And he was like, okay. And so he led us through some places that were apparently defining memories. And some of them were cute, others were very sad. And eventually we got to a door. And he was like, yeah, I can't go through the door because she's really scary and I don't like her and I can't go. And we were like, you know what? That's okay, buddy. You don't have to go. And so we went through, and there's this big space platform thing out in the middle of fuck all nowhere, and it was super spooky. And what's her bitch was at the end of the platform, and she was just like, you motherfuckers have been fucking with my son. How dare you? I cannot believe this. Weary, you as a mother should understand. And Weary's like, bitch. And so we fought, and it was really hard because she's stupid with her magic and her glamoury stuff. Bullshit. I don't like it. It's whatever. But we kicked her ass. She was gonna do something, but then she didn't do it because Weary was like, dunk, bitch. I got you. And so we went over and we were like, hey, big Eli, wakey. Come on, let's go. And she was starting to reform, and we're like, wakey, come on, let's go. And woke up, and we woke up, and Van Castican was there, and he was like, "Hi guys, nothing really to defend you guys from, so that was good. What the fuck happened?" And Eli was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And we were like, time to go. We're going. And then people kept having conversations and standing still, and Amelia kept going, "Let's go. We need to go. We should go." And so we managed to convince everyone to move. We convinced Cinnabar to convince Doorbell, or what did she call him? What is it?
Horns or something like that?
Horns or
Horns,
something like
yeah.
that?
Correct.
Okay. I think Doorbell's adorable, so you know. But she convinced him to follow us, which was cool. And so now we have we went out of the jail and we were like, all right, it's time to go. And then there was like fighting, like holy shit,
You know what?
fighting
You know-
going on.
I'm sorry, I have a confession. I don't remember if
Mhm.
it was Horns. I made it up on the fly because no one ever actually talks to Cinnabar about the Cataplepus. She doesn't have a name for it. I had to come up with it. I don't remember if it was Horns
It was.
or Doorbell is
You
better.
Well, you want you to assume I wouldn't pay attention to the name of my pet.
Both of you to assume I would.
This is why I had.
My apologies, Amelia. Please keep going.
So we went out. There was a lot of like dying and blood and screaming and murder going on. It was really weird. There was a dragon that got like fucking rushed by Claire because she's a fucking beast. And Timrodian was like, "Everybody into the circle!" And we were like, "Fuck, shit, we should probably go to the circle." Amelia used the last of her, I think it was like 4th level spells. Yep, 4th level spell slots in order to dimension door over to Cressida, who was being cornered by a not blackjack dressed up as a blackjack. Who fucking knows? That was weird. But apparently he fights exactly like Van Carlo, which is interesting. And she grabbed Cressida and was like, "All right, let's go," and dragged her along. After dimension dooring. Actually, no, I think she dimension doored like right next to the portal or the teleport circle, and was like, "All right, let's go." And then we all got into the circle, and we fucked off back to, I think it's the Grey Warrens or whatever.
The Dead Warrens.
Grey Warrens, Grey Place, whatever the fuck. It's the place with all the dead things.
Wow, that's wow. You don't have to attack Arlen like that.
Bitch, who is the one that's considered undead right now? Don't even start
He
with
says
me.
the place with all the dead things, and that's where Arlen and Otto died.
Listen, that's also where my sister's corpse has been hidden.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that's an accurate description. Fuck off.
Well done. Take your advantage if you need it.
The inspiration.
Oh, yeah, inspiration. That's what that thing's called.
I mean, if you want to give me advantage all session, then I'll take it.
do not. Jesus, you guys want to blast from the past? I still have Arlen's and Otto's token up here.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow.
I don't anymore.
Means nothing to me.
Give me a second. Yeah, okay. So, you guys we ended the session, and we're starting it again as you all teleport into the first chamber of the Dead Warrens. And immediately there's like a moment of silence, followed by almost chaos as soldiers start tending to wounded and moving out, and guards start going up to ensure that no one has followed them's not the right word, but figured out where they are or something of that nature. And there's just a chaotic rush as you all just kind of stand there, unsure what to do next. What are you guys doing?
Helping with the injured people, of which I am sure there are many, because Moiri doled out some healing, but that was just enough to get people stable.
Mm-hmm. Amelia will help with spare the dying on anyone that needs it, if anyone does need it.
Same with the rest.
There's about 60 or so people. About maybe half of them are wounded in some way, shape, or form, and probably about 10 of them are gravely wounded. As you guys are doing that and you're helping, Mary, go ahead and expend whatever you would expend, and also like maybe half a thing of bandages, right? Claire would go up to Rhea. Whew, that was a fight. How are you?
Fine, if not more than a bit tired. She sort of adjusts Eli in her arms. She's been carrying him.
Claire notices it. The thing.
Thing.
She notices Eli, and then her face grows more concerned. She goes back to you. Are you all right? Do you need healing? I have a little left.
I'll be fine. As long as we're not thrown into something else right away.
Yes, I should go check and make sure. But good. I'm glad that you're all safe. Tell everyone I said I'm glad to see them. And she starts rushing up the stairs.
While everyone's sort of running around helping to heal people, since I don't have any healing left at all, I would try and find a spot on the side that's clear enough to kind of set Eli down.
So, what you'll notice, despite the accoutrements of this map, is that the Dead Warrens have been transformed. Rhea, this would be one of the first times you're seeing it, but for everyone who was here the first time, it's been transformed to be much more of a living space. The pits of bone have been cleared out, and they're now what look to be like supply places. There's barrels containing provisions and weapons and sets of crimson armor. There's definitely room now for you to set Eli down, like over here.
So she would do so, and since can't really help any of the other people at all, would sort of keep watch over him and attempt to reach out to Shala or Iso, whoever's got the sending stone at the moment.
Hang on 1 second. I've been on the wrong microphone this whole time. So people could still hear me, but I was probably quiet.
Absolutely.
It's fine. So people could still hear me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Gotcha. What about everyone else? I know, Murray, you're helping Amelia Ross.
Helping Weary and also casting Spare the Dying with Amelia.
I'm guessing spare the dying would be less useful than actual healing at this point, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So after a bit, Amelia will kind of like step off to the side, like she's not good with medicine. She doesn't have any healing magic, and even if she did, she rarely has any spell slots. So after a bit, she will look at everyone else and say, I need to take care of something real quick.
Sure. I'll stay with Mori.
And she's gonna go run to the room where her sister is buried, apparently.
Oh, do you remember where that is?
It's in the room that the oh fuck, what's it called? Not construct. The golem, flesh golem.
All right.
Flesh golem was
Well,
in.
go find it. Do you remember where it is?
Obviously. Well, considering the map is covered in the fog of war,
Oh, that's right. I didn't dynamic like this thing.
might be a little difficult.
Here, let me just turn
No.
fog of war off.
Stutter. Go find it.
Yeah, hard mode. Go get it.
Fetch.
There we go.
Okay. So, oh fuck, let me see. If I remember correctly, down
was-
here was just.
It was only like 3 years ago.
Oh, fuck you. This was where the sturgeons were, the operating
Sturgeons,
table.
okay.
But this is where the skeleton constructs were, but not the proper flesh golem. I think it was
Was
in
it down here?
here or down here.
Down
Correct. It was down there
Yes.
where all the wreckage is.
Yep.
Sturgeon.
So
Would have made for a much different room, I think.
Yeah, interesting fight. Just flop it on the floor. Watch out!
fuck, they're
They're
called.
dangerous. Okay. So
she's gonna-
you go into the room and you start clearing debris and you find out that there is cemented stone on the floor, like for the rest of the warrens.
Oh, this bastard. Oh, yep. She's going to step back. You said it's cement?
Cemented. So like it's, I don't know if it's cement itself, but it is mortared to the floor in different stones. Like
Cool.
someone tiled stones on the floor. All of the dead wardens have the same type of design on the floor. But basically it's worked stone.
Let me just... Come on. Really? That's it? That's all you give me? Fuck you. So she casts Shatter on the stone for a whole 19.
All right. Is not crystal or anything, so it doesn't take double damage, but you hit it. It's not a problem. Wait, you only do 19? Don't you do, what is that? Yeah, no, 19. No, 30. You're thinking 29. Yeah, 29 points of
29.
damage.
What?
Yeah.
29. Okay, yeah. I'm
Laura.
Don't
was-
feel bad. I looked at that too and said, yeah, no, that's 19. Because, 10 and 5 and 4. Let's just ignore that one over
Yes.
there.
It's 29 damage.
All right, where?
I mean, it's a... Oh, what is it? It's a 10...
Uh-huh.
Why are you
10-foot
taking
cube, I
so
believe.
Fucking long. Okay, so I suppose I will throw down thing because we have those now.
Uh-huh.
Templates. Cube. It's alt and drag.
Correct.
Okay. Hmm.
Where
Probably like
doth thou
down
put-
here.
Oh, all right. So you cast Shatter on the floor below, and it breaks up the stone, and you're able to start pulling it away in chunks. And you dig underneath with like, I'm assuming, I mean, there's wreckage, so you could use like a wood plank or something better than your hands, right?
Yeah, so everyone just hears this massive crack, an explosion,
Yeah.
and she just takes like a giant chunk of wood and starts like shoving bits of stone off to the side.
It doesn't take too long before you hear a noise, and Cressida and several guards rush into the room. And
She doesn't say a damn thing, just moving shit off to the side. Annika just kind of looks at them like, are you gonna help or what?
like Cressida holds a hand up to the other guards. Amelia, what are you doing?
I'm looking for my sister's body.
Oh, I should also mention, like, all this wreckage has been cleared away. This is like a barracks type of quarters, so like there's now beds that you would have had to shove aside. It's nothing you couldn't have done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything shoved to the side. Just you've wrecked the room.
Mm-hmm.
And Cressida goes, "You've what?"
She's like hoisting rocks and chucking them off to the side. Rolf buried her here, and I need to find it. Chucks off to the side.
She will sheathe her sword and come to you and start helping you move rocks. And then start using her shield as like a shovel. And it takes a bit of digging, but eventually you start to see peek through the dirt what looks to be a white sheet. Right, yeah.
I got it right.
You got it right. I was like, is she gonna have to cast? Because like he's gonna bury it in the back corner. Is she gonna cast it on the whole room?
Intuition.
Down here, Rhea? No.
Doesn't really seem like the type of place to have them, like, honestly.
Shut up, you're undead.
Oh, so once the sheet starts peeking through, she'll move far more carefully and will just start brushing it aside, and then once she has it all uncovered, she will carefully pull back the sheet.
You pull back the sheet, and you see a perfectly preserved Annika. Her hair combed and tied back, her face wearing makeup, and not a single sign of decay or damage. She looks very peaceful and very pretty. It's very clear that this body was wrapped and preserved with care. Roll me an Arcana check. The only way to prevent any kind of decay whatsoever would be for someone to have taken the time to cast a permanent gentle repose.
Mm-hmm. So she no longer looks like she did when he turned her into a zombie.
Exactly.
It's been completely reversed.
Completely.
Oh, God fucking damn it. Whew, that's... Mm-hmm. 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 So, at first she looks relieved, and then slowly starts to hit her, and then her face just contorts, and it's interesting because her and Annika's faces almost like completely mirror each other's in just this look of disgust. And Annika behind them just whispers, "That son of a bitch."
Yeah, especially the way the makeup and everything was applied, it looks more like overdone, as if she was made to look like a doll.
Mm-hmm.
Cressida just stands there quietly, watching. What do we do?
There's a moment where she just kind of sits there shaking a little bit, and then she takes a long, slow breath and closes her eyes. Now I need to tell my father. And she will very carefully wrap the body again and try and scoop it up into her arms with her 11 strength.
Cressida will move to help. Not sure if Amelia would let her or not.
She will. She's not
Gotcha.
an idiot.
And as she does so, she says, "We should put her somewhere. In a few minutes, we're all going to gather for debriefing to talk about what's happened."
She nods and then pauses and looks back at the corner and then at all of like the shoved back, probably disheveled like barracks and stuff, and she looks back at Cressida like, "Sorry."
Yes, well, perhaps a little warning next time. We're all here to help.
That probably would have been a good idea.
And she'll help you carry her into another room. There is, for the moment, this area here is being used as a morgue. Several bodies lay on the floor with blankets draped over them. You'll walk through that, and Cressida will show you to like a table where you can place her, where she'll be out of the way and safe.
Yep. When she gets placed down, Amelia will remove the makeup with prestidigitation. She doesn't want to see that.
Got you. Unfortunately, prestidigitation doesn't work on creatures, only objects and items.
Well, then she'll wipe it away.
Yeah, just take a cloth and wipe it. The rest of you, you will all be told as you're helping that as soon as the needs of the wounded have been tended to, that everyone is to meet in the throne hall to discuss the events of what happened. would you want to do anything before then?
Is Eli still unconscious?
Mm-hmm.
Ria's watching him, yeah. As she's sitting there contemplating, like, where the fuck is the throne hall?
You know what? Go ahead and... Here, actually, I'll go ahead and roll it. Papanada. Okay. Ria, as you are trying to contemplate and figure out what happened, you hear from behind you. Ria?
She would turn. I'm assuming it's Eli?
Yes.
Oh, you're awake. Are you okay? She'd start looking him over a little.
No. I'm not. And he struggles to stand up.
She would help him.
I need a mirror.
Real quick look through my items.
Is this audible to the rest of us?
I don't
rest
think
of
it
you are
would
healing.
be. Yeah, I think even though you guys are in the next room, there's a lot of people in there, loud commotion. Roll me a perception check, just in case. Wait, no. Your passive perception is 20 flipping 4. Yeah. Your ears hear it, Murray.
Okay. So
I have a
she
fucking mirror.
She finishes bandaging somebody, stands up, comes into the other room, and presents the silver scrying mirror that she has.
Eli would shakily take it and look at it. I need to get this off. And he starts like rubbing at his face at the clown makeup on it. The gesture makeup. I need to get this off.
Oh, Ria would take, what the fuck is it called?
Her
Not a
sword.
cloak. Yes, her sword. Her sword. Just slice it off. It'll be fine. It'll regrow, right? No, but I'll say cloak for now.
Gotcha.
Because I don't fucking have a handkerchief. Where do you think I'm gonna put that? And we'll pour some water out onto it and try helping.
Okay.
She can get a new one.
As you do, you help him clean his face off, and it comes off fairly easily. And he, after it is done, he takes a sigh. Thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else that I can do right now?
Yes. Tell me why. Everything I did, everything you suffered, we took your father from you. Why am I not dead?
Because there's a chance. A chance for things to be different, for you to be better than you were.
He puts his head in his hands for a long time, and then takes a deep breath and stands up. I see. I am not well, and I don't know if I ever will be. I can still hear her, even if she's not there. But I have amends to make. What would you have of me?
Rest. I'm trying to get into contact with Shala.
He cringes at her name. Right. As you wish. And he'll just sit down.
And We'll attempt to still get into contact with one of the two.
Does he know that y'all are gonna get married?
No, that's fine. We have time for that. Now is not the time.
So, soon to be brother-in-law, how you feeling?
Yeah.
That's how you started. You're trying to get in contact with...
Either Shala or Iso, whoever has the sending stone right now.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think exactly what time it is and everything that's going on. You reach out to the sending stone, and what do you say?
Oh boy. Oh, fuck. I had something immediately left because I just got called for something. My parents completely distracted me.
Curses.
Fuck. So, in lieu of whatever I was going to say, is anyone there?
Oh, hello, Ria. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Oh, good. Shala's braiding my hair. Right now, she's done 15.
15 braids.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, you've had her busy then.
I've been trying to keep her occupied.
I appreciate that. How are you doing, Isolanda?
I'm okay. I hope everyone's alright.
We are. We're all hiding out somewhere now. We're safe.
Have you... There's like a long pause. Have you heard from Robin?
Oh, there's another long pause on the other end. Not yet.
Oh. That's okay. Did you want to talk to Shala? She'd love to hear from you. If she's not braiding my hair, she just paces back and forth.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind.
There's a moment. Ria?
Shala.
You're okay? Is everyone alright? What happened?
We're fine. I have, I suppose, a few different pieces of news. Nothing bad. Our haunts are gone.
Oh. So then Eli is gone.
She kind of looks over towards him. Not exactly.
There's a long pause. What do you mean? What happened? What did he do?
Well, he didn't do anything. Well, I mean, he helped us. He might be sitting next to me.
Helped you? What do you mean helped you?
There's a lot to explain, Shala, and...
Ria, you have to get away from him. He manipulates people, that's what he does.
Shala, we were inside his mind.
What?
I'm asking you to trust me. To trust that I know what I'm doing.
There is a moment of hesitation, and then Always. But be careful.
Always.
And then after a long pause, are you coming back?
Soon. Hopefully. Cressida and some others want us to meet with them here for a bit. I'm not sure what the plan is exactly after that, but I'll keep you informed.
Another long pause. Be safe. Come back quickly.
You stay safe as well. And please stop pacing around. Surely there's other things that you and Iso could do, and keep yourselves busy. We're safe. You've nothing to worry about.
Okay. And then you get no further response.
Okay.
Until like 5 minutes later. Rhea, what did you tell Shala? She's just been sitting there staring at the ground.
Rhea's like internally, oh fuck, I broke her. Well, possibly something opposite what she was anticipating.
Like what?
She's just silent for a long while as she kind of just stares over at Eli. Like, do I tell the child? Do I not tell the child? I think that might be something better for us to talk about in person.
Okay, if you say so. I'll try and throw some water on her or something.
Just...
I'm telling her you told me to. Okay, bye.
Alright.
Mwiri, about 10 or 15 minutes into treating people, you get a message in your mind from Mallow. Is a sending spell. Meet me tonight, when the moon is full, at our place. Come alone.
Only outward indication that she's gotten a sending spell is that she stops totally what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
As you wish, my son.
And there are no further messages. Seeing as you would know beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, lots changed in the past year or two. Your son ain't no cleric or wizard. Must have been some sort of scroll or something.
Hey, Squee.
Mm-hmm.
Would a Ross be anywhere around?
I don't know.
Could have heard this.
Heard what?
I mean, Ross was helping Weary.
Heard what?
Well, this is sending.
It's
in her
sending.
head.
It's all in her mind.
Oh, you don't actually have to physically say the words?
No.
No, it's all in your mind.
Okay.
It's all in the head. That's what my doctors tell me.
I mean, there is a verbal component to it.
To casting it, but not sending the message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or responding.
Actually, you know what? Let me check that, just to be sure. Because I think that's correct, but hey, let's take a look at the spell. You send a short message 25 letters, the creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. Doesn't say one way or the other, but I know we've ruled it in the past that it's all just silent in your mind, like a sending stone. All right. After you all treat whoever you can and things start to settle down a bit, Cadence will come up to all of you. First, she'll hug Rhea. You're safe. This would be after. We'll say this is after Amelia gets back. And Julian?
What's happened? Sorry, what?
Your mother has come up to you, Rhea, hugged you and said you're safe. And Julian?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was AFK.
That's fine.
He's gone for now, but he wants us to find a way to bring him back.
You see a roller coaster of emotions when you say he's gone. She looks disheartened and looks down. And when you say he wants to bring her back, she looks up in shock. What? No, that can't be right. Julian would never want to come. We've talked about this, he and I.
There were, some women, the, recruits of the Grey Maidens that we saved from inside, and he said that he couldn't leave when he still had work to do.
She stares at you for a long moment. And then, Cadence, your mother, who has always been strong and proud and even more fierce than Claire, doesn't say a word, just slides down the back of a wall and begins weeping. Oh, thank God.
Rhea would just kind of sit next to her, not entirely sure what to do, like hesitantly hug her. She's never seen this before.
After some time, he was always so stubborn. I didn't think I'd ever see him again. She takes a steadying breath. It is not right to be happy under the circumstances. Thank you. We should go. There's a meeting. There are plans to discuss. And she stands up, brushes off her eyes, and then looks at you as fierce and noble as ever. We have war to plan.
And Rhea's own face would shift to a more serious one, and she would stand up herself and nod to her mother, ready to follow.
So, yes, Amelia.
If I remember correctly, Shala and Iso are currently at the not the Dead Warrens.
The Callow Mounds?
Callow Mounds, the other dead place. And Amelia and Annika's father is there as well, doing the communion thing, right?
Correct.
Okay. So she will go over to Rhea and say, if you get the chance, could you pass along the message to my father through the sending stone that I've found Annika?
She kind of looks at Annika floating next to you, looks to you.
Her body.
Oh. What? Where?
She crosses her arms and kind of rubs at them. That's what I forced Rolf to tell me. He said that he hid her in the room where the flesh golem had been, and that was here.
I see. Again, kind of looks between the both of them, nods. I'll make sure to pass along the message.
Thank you. She's very tired.
We should get going. There's a meeting.
Yeah, she will follow.
All right, I'm gonna boop Sam boop you guys over where you need to go. Yep, that worked.
If this is the big hall room, as soon as we start to get closer to the stonework, before we're in the hall, Aras stops walking.
Oh.
Weary, who's probably only a step or two ahead of you, turns around.
Oh, it's go. It's fine. Y'all go ahead. I'll be in.
Weary comes forward and leans down to take both of your hands, Ross.
Yes. Are there any scorch marks on the ground as we enter into the room?
Yes, there are actually. The room has been cleaned up, but they haven't had time to replace the scorched stones. Signs of battle can still be seen.
So Aras will stand just inside the doorway. So, I mean, we'll go into the room, but Ross will kind of stop right there.
Weary will stay with you.
Inside the room, you see Cadence, Claire, Triana. I'm not Triana. Cressida. Sorry, I don't even know where Triana came from.
Why did you get here?
What happened? Where's everyone? Where's Ricardo? Was that you? Alright, several Crimson Guards and Paladins wearing Crimson Guard armor. When everyone is in, Cressida walks forward to the middle, addresses everyone.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
where's Timronian?
I just don't have a token for him. He would be here.
Okay. Has he visually has Amelia seen him casting any spells or anything for
No, he's been resting since the teleportation.
Okay, that's fair.
Cressida steps forward. Well, it's definitely been a day. I suppose that I should tell you, and she kind of turns to all of you, what happened while you were down there, and then you can fill us in on what you saw. First, was your mission a success?
I would certainly say so.
Good.
And then there's a moment where she's like, Marcus, shit.
Also, is Varric still carrying Cinnabar?
Uh-huh.
Where's
Well,
Doorbell?
yeah, because the thing is that he doesn't trust her to leave her somewhere.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Doorbell? That thing's gonna wear off soon.
I don't know if Doorbell was teleported. No, we'll say Doorbell was teleported because otherwise it's just a Cataplepas running around town.
Mm-hmm.
Like your
There's
cow.
already too much chaos going on right now, Squee.
So what would have happened, I think, is he would have teleported, and then some guards would have muzzled him and led him up to the surface instead of having...
no, he's still acting as the doorbell. He's just up here.
Yeah, because I don't think you'd want him down here in all these confined tunnels.
Probably not.
So hopefully he's up top grazing on the graves.
Yeah, they took him for walkies. He'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone have spell? She looks between Weary and Aras and Rhea, just do you we should probably touch base with him, make sure that all of them actually got there safe. Oh fuck. She's grabs a head.
Yeah, I can send a message to Marcus. Tell him we'll be a little waylaid. We'll be there in, I don't have, 2-3 hours.
Maybe not put a timeline on that quite yet.
Just let them know that we'll be there as soon as we can.
Okay.
He gave us a location of where he is, right?
Absolutely, I have it
Yeah,
marked on your
there
map.
was gonna be a symbol on the door or whatever.
Correct.
Spider.
A spider. Can't imagine
Okay.
why.
Makes no sense. Random choice, but okay.
Alright, so Ross, what message do you send?
We got waylaid. We needed to speak to somebody, and we should be there as soon as we can. Probably later tonight.
There is, of course, the appropriate amount of time, and then you hear in your mind, we have made it to the house. I lost a few who saw the fighting raging in the streets and ran to help their sisters, but most are here with me, and we are safe for the moment.
Okay, great. So most of the women made it there. A few of them stopped and got involved in the fray to help their sisters. But most are with Marcus in the place we said we were going to meet him.
Most of who? Cressida says. What sisters? And what do you mean, Marcus?
We should maybe start from the beginning.
Right.
So who wants, out of character, who wants to give the recap?
I
Well,
mean,
what kind of recap do you want to have?
Yeah,
Rhea
can
would
do
have.
that
Oh,
if you want.
okay, sure.
Yeah. It's up to you. I'll fight you for it. It's okay.
Yeah!
I don't have any reason to fight you for it.
Fight!
Did we are we taking? Is Eli in here, by the way? Did we leave him somewhere?
He's resting. Rhea made sure he was resting.
Correct. He's
Okay.
resting. That is a good question, though. Would you have just left him there?
Oh, well, Annika will stay with him in that case.
Okay.
So.
Have fun sleeping. Here's a ghost to watch over you.
he's used to those.
She's
right?
a very comforting presence, I assure you.
Got to be on the other
So-
end of it for a while.
Then real quick, so that we can get that out of the way, if Annika's staying with him. After a long moment. Annika.
There's a pause before she acknowledges him.
Is Jolestina alive?
She raises her brow. As far as I'm aware.
That's good. Is she whole?
Are we talking mentally or physically?
Both, I guess. I heard that what I did to her broke her, drove her mad. I've lived with that for many years.
She sighs and kind of like there's a motion of like leaning back against the wall, even though she's incorporeal. She folds her arms and shrugs her shoulders. Honestly, I can't really say one way or the other, but the last time me and Amelia saw her, she saved our lives. To be quite specific, she refused to help your, rolls her eyes, mother kill us, and was punished quite severely for it, but she lived and even dragged herself across the castle to warn us.
I see.
We haven't gone through the adoption yet, Weary. Calm down.
Another thing I must atone for, it seems. Thank you, Annika.
She shakes her head. Don't even start. You may have been one of the the needles on her back, whatever the fuck. Rolf did the majority of the damage in the end. Fuck off, all of you.
Were you trying for the straw that broke
Straw?
the camel's back?
Yes,
And
shut up.
we made a sharp left turn into needle in a haystack.
Yes. To be fair, needles are more appropriate for this bitch.
You may have stabbed her with the needle in the back many times, but Rolf really.
Rolf was the one that really pushed him in there. No, the majority of this is on Rolf. Trust me.
He just nods. Thank you. Meanwhile, back in the throne room. Whose sisters? What are we talking about here? And when you say Marcus, do you mean Marcus Indrin?
As in the leader of the Griffin Riders, yeah.
Like,
Not the one that you're thinking of, though. I mean, technically yes, but also no.
Cressida just stares at you. And then,
Where are you
all of
from
a
the
sudden...
back? Like, clears her throat.
all of a sudden,
right.
Cressida just
You
looks
did used to do
tired.
that.
Like, she suddenly just looks very tired, like,
We rescued some of the Grey Maiden recruits, and the Marcus that we ran into was probably a drow.
A drow? We
Yes.
fought many of them in the streets. Were you saying that this drow killed and replaced Marcus Indrin?
To clarify, because it's been a bit, he has been posing as Marcus Indrin for like a while now, correct?
Correct. Marcus Indrin was disposed somehow? You guys didn't get
Didn't
into too
really
much
ask.
detail on that one.
I didn't even get far. We were a little
But-
busy at the time.
You do know that it has been this drow since at least before the assassination attempt.
Mm-hmm. At the very least, since sometime before the, she pauses, assassination attempt, he has been a drow, posing as him.
You hear, very sarcastically in a low voice, Claire go, God, I didn't know it was that easy. She just looks around and stays quiet.
Rhea just kind of looks at her like, what is that? What?
It's just like the fuck?
Obviously, there was more going on in her head than what was said, and she realized that she was saying things, and, oh, am I saying things out loud again?
Anyways, we found him in the prison. He was very tucked away. And he helped some of the, or the majority, it seems, of the newer Grey Maiden recruits to flee.
I see. Can we trust these recruits?
Looks at the others.
Well, for what? It makes a difference, both perhaps how far they were in the training, and most of these girls are pretty early on, and they were just trying to find a way to make a better life for their family. I'm sure we could definitely find a way to put them to work so that they could help their family.
Most of them are severely traumatized. They're going to need time before they're really ready for anything.
Cressida, go ahead.
Don't think we should use them. I think they should stay far from the battle. At least for now.
Most of them were extremely malnourished and dehydrated when we came along.
Cadence steps forward. At the moment, our survival as a rebellion And Cressida looks at her, and she looks at Cressida, because that is what we are. The survival of this rebellion depends on the fact that they don't know where we are. They don't know this stronghold. If they are, or were, being indoctrinated as Grey Maidens, we cannot let them know where this place is. But we also can't abandon them. We'll have to find a place to keep them so that they can receive the care they need. She'll look at Rhea. I did pick up a thing or two from your father.
He just gives a small smile and nods. Which leads to finding a place that's safe enough to hold them.
Well, there are a few warehouses, including that, what is the Mother Maidens, the place I ran into where they were trying to kill all the people.
That does not narrow it down, Ross.
Are you talking about where the plague was being?
Yeah, yes. Where you and I ran in, and I never normally run that fast. That room. But there's a lot of beds, and the plague is cleared.
Cressida will shake her head. No. Grey Maidens have taken that over as an outpost. I know a place. You hear Varric's voice quietly. A place they would never look.
You're not talking about the butcher shop, are you?
No. What? No.
I'm just... No, I'm...
In fairness,
I mean,
Yeah.
it does have its merits, you know.
I was thinking
They could...
the Arcona's manor.
That would also work.
assuming that's not still under their control.
I mean, we did kind of trash the place.
We took most of the scrying eyes and things that they had off.
We also left for quite some time. They could have easily moved in reinforcements to retake it.
Varric nods. That is possible.
That doesn't mean we can't scout it out.
Cressida shakes her head. I know a place that is not in their control. Though they won't listen to me, and you wouldn't like dealing with them. Not after you burned one of his ships down.
I'm sorry. When did we finish?
That wasn't our fault. They were
It was
Cooking.
purely circumstantial, I'm very sure.
Why-
We just happened to be in the area.
I'm sorry, but from what I've seen, the fires that have gone down, with all due respect, have been purposeful. When did you burn down a ship?
they were cooking drugs.
So you burned down a
And-
ship.
No, one of the stoves that the drugs were cooking fell over during a scuffle.
Mm.
That's
Not
what
saying a
happened.
goddamn thing.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Uh-huh.
I'm clumsy
Oh.
when I fight. You've seen me
I
step back and knocked into a stove.
I'm not going to touch that any further. Turns back around.
Like, not even gonna try an insight.
In any case, Dervago's men still hold control over Eel's End. The Grey Maidens...
What about-
Go ahead.
What about the old fencing school in Old Corversa?
You mean Van Carlo's place?
Mm-hmm.
depending on certain factors. She kind of glances at the party. It may not be secure.
I'm sure you saw who I was fighting.
That's not.
That she like stops you before you say anything.
Never mind.
We have reason to believe that individual has taken up residence there, now that it is abandoned.
We could always try and take it back, but I guess it depends on who they are and how closely connected they are to everyone else.
I have lost many people today. I don't want to lose more just trying to find a place for these girls to stay safely. If we have other options, perhaps we could pursue those. And then in time, well, we'll see.
From the back of the room, Mary will pipe up. It may be wise to speak with Marcus, as he was able to find a place to keep them. He may know of other places that are beyond their, well, reach for now. Other safe havens, he had mentioned.
Can we trust this Marcus? After all, he's clearly not who he claimed to be. And, well, the Drow haven't exactly been our friends of late.
It seems that's part of why he may be able to be trusted. It seems that our enemy is not exactly who we thought. Many, if not all of the Drow that are working as Grey Maidens have been tricked.
Tricked?
What we mean to say is that he's on some kind of religious crusade, and as far as trustworthiness, as far as Drow go, that's probably the best you're going to get.
I see. Well, our options are limited.
You can come with us if you want to judge his character for yourself.
I'd have to stay here and manage
Sure.
things. I trust your judgment. Find a home for them, please. Now, on to other things. You said your mission was a success. What did you find in the Dead Warrens? Death Head Vault. There's so...
There's so many dead things!
Corvosa really likes their iconography. I'm not sure that's the right word. It's fine. What did you find down there?
Looks to Cinnabar.
Uh-huh.
Cinnabar, who's very awake and very tied up over Van Kastiken's shoulder, has just been staring at the ground the whole time.
Well, we found her, for one. We also found Eli, for another. There was Doorbell, a goblin that wasn't a goblin, lots of red mantis, a fallen Azamar, I believe. She kind of like looks around like.
Her name was Coriantu, Cinnabar says quietly.
Ah, yes. seems that she was none too happy with our escapades.
She also wasn't too happy with Cinnabar. Something about the disruption to operations?
Cinnabar says something quietly to Varric. Miri, along the lines of, "Set me down, please. I won't run." Varric kind of sets her down, and she stands and walks to the center of the room, still manacled. The fallen Azamar's name was Coriantu. She had been working with the Black Rose for many years in an attempt to bring order to what she saw as the chaos of today. She saw the Crimson Mantis as a tool to bring order. She was not happy with me because I had not killed you yet. By defeating what remained in Death's Head Vault, and by defeating the group of mantises I sent to slay you over in Shawanti's Ashlands, you have effectively destroyed the influence of the Crimson Mantis here in Gravosa. And she will kneel down. You may kill me now.
We're not killing you. So it's just like,
We've been
come on.
We're all just like, okay, come on.
Yeah,
Just,
like I
we've
imagine Rhea
had
like
this conversation.
yeah, I imagine like Rhea and everyone going up like, guys, sorry, she's like this. We're not killing you.
You've been over this. You already had your mental like meltdown. Like you're not dying yet. Calm down. Amelia just
Oh, go ahead.
Amelia like waves her hand at like Cressida and like Claire and stuff. Just ignore that bitch. She's going through a lot.
Yeah, kind of has her stand back up. Like, no.
Well, are there likely to be more? And Cinnabar looks up. Not likely, no. Any Crimson Mantis that are left would most likely be at the Valentine Manor. And even if they were to be sent, it would be some time before they arrived. But she hesitates. Coriantu told me that there was tension between the Black Rose and Queen Iosa. I think their alliance was starting to wear thin. You may kill me now.
Oh my god.
She doesn't say that.
Everyone's just waiting for it at this point, just like
Right.
you were gonna say, Chris.
I was?
It sounded like you were gonna say something.
No, absolutely you were, Sib. 100%.
Yeah,
Say
the
it.
floor is now
Coward.
yours. Talk.
Maybe she can be helpful. You said that relationship was getting strained. Can you tell us more?
Elaborate.
I cannot. It is not the servant's place to question the Lasters.
Did you perhaps know topics that they might be arguing over? I'm not asking you to, like, strain the relationship. Just... No? Okay.
I am sorry. I can be of no more help to you. And she, like, offers her neck.
Saria's just got a grip on her elbow, like holding her up. Or no. Please stop.
So, anyways, glances over at Cinnabar, just like, buddy. I guess we should probably figure out what we need to do next. Aside from meeting with Marcus.
We have a time limit, deadline. We're supposed to, at some point, be back in the Cinderland.
About what time of day is it?
Probably late afternoon, 5-ish.
If I pass out now, could I sneak in a long rest?
You guys just talk about what you need to talk about. I'll be here 8 hours.
Mama needs a nap.
I mean, that's fucking fair.
You mean before meeting Mallow?
You thought you were free. Guess again.
Probably not.
Yeah, are you gonna tell anyone about that?
Probably not,
She's
no.
just gonna slip off.
It's Mary. What are you expecting?
God damn it.
Well,
Mary, probably not before that meeting. That meeting would be probably around 10 or 11 at night.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You could take a short rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
For all the good it does a cleric.
Yeah, for all the fucking good it'll do me.
You know what? Just to be kind, we'll say that meeting's a little later. Yeah, if you crash soon, you could get a long rest in before going out.
Okay.
Just pass out on the ground right there and there.
And that's it from me, y'all. Good night.
Mama's tapping out.
You never told me.
You may
Mary
kill
was
me now.
narcoleptic.
Good night.
You don't know the shit I've dealt with today. I am just gonna lay right here. Mary, she's already out.
Oh, there was also the thorn thing.
the Mother of Thorns.
It
She's
wasn't a plant,
yeah.
and don't ask about it. We're still mad.
I wasn't going to mention anything.
They're mad. I had no issue either way.
yeah, she's gone. She's not important anymore.
I tried to get a hug or something, but we're trying not to talk about that. We'll bring it later.
It's all good.
It's not, but we're letting her think.
So Cressida, after some time, says, okay, so the Crimson Mantis influence has been broken on the city. That is good. What about the Grey Maidens? Did you take down their leadership?
Glances again at Cinnabar.
So we found.
Shift a little uncomfortably.
So we found a fallen Asimar down there, and Eli, and her. Just kind of like sitting on the steps, fiddling with her hands, like.
So
We incapacitated whatever Grey Maidens were in the building.
you guys do know that you took down at least 2 very high-ranking Grey Maidens. The second and third. Well, second in command, and I don't know if you'd say third in command, but the one in charge of training them.
And also a weird lady who was stealing Annika's aesthetic. I was very displeased about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, no, that was the judge Zenobia.
Oh shit, that's right. We should probably tell them about that.
Yeah.
So you took out some of the leadership. You kind of missed the big one, though. Hard to miss. They were on a dragon and everything.
Listen, okay.
Outside.
I mean,
I could use a nap, but I'd be good after that. I'm sure Claire wouldn't mind going up against Dragon again.
So I imagine you guys would tell them what you did take down and
Yes.
what you faced. The insect plague that wiped out half the Grey Maidens in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is good news, at least. I suppose we should tell you our side of the story. We were planning on a diversion, a delaying tactic to give you time and to draw enemies away. What we got, well, was pitched battle in the streets of my own city. The Grey Maidens numbered far more than we could have imagined, and it was some time before we realized that what we were fighting weren't just Grey Maidens, but also Drow. The fighting was fierce, and I'm afraid our losses were large, especially among our were-rat allies. In any case, we survived, and we've made a statement. And Corvosa knows that, and Caden says that we are in revolt. And Cressida looks at Cadence, and Cadence steps forward. We are Cressida. I know this is your city. I know the very word of it tears at your being, but you are in revolt. The power of this city is corrupt and evil, and we are fighting against it. We are a rebellion. Cressida is quiet for a long time. Yes, we are. But we don't have the strength right now to take them head on if today showed us anything. We have to be smart, we have to regroup, and we have to rethink our strategy. Keep our heads low for a time. If we make one wrong move, we will be wiped out. I only have a few hundred at best, against thousands.
well, how much... What of Corvosa do you want to preserve?
Cressida looks at you and her jaw drops open.
What the hell?
Nope, there's a reason.
Nope,
The
Therese,
people or the
please.
place?
Both!
I mean,
What?
People
these
still
were once
appreciate
Shuanti lands.
having a home.
Are you suggesting that we move 90 some odd thousand people across to the Shawanti lands, one of the harshest territories in the world, where the Shawanti have been bred since birth to survive in?
Absolutely not. That would be unfair to the people who live here now. But I'm saying that right now, this is area land that they would like access to. At least the ruins underneath. Perhaps that can be used to our advantage, but it would require changing the relationship with the people.
Are you saying the Shawanti would come to our aid to free Corvosa?
It's always something we can ask, but I'm not going to ask without something to give them in return.
Cressida shakes her head. I am no ruler, Aras. I am the captain of a guard. I am not fit to make decisions like that.
I mean, to be fair, the other option we have is to ask Adrian, and I don't think he's going to be very,
I mean, ideally, the point of this rebellion is to dethrone Gadrian. I mean, it's an illegitimate government usurped through ill-begotten power. There is no current legitimate government standing in Corvosa. And there can be all sorts of points for and against the monarchy system, but it clearly wasn't working for its citizens. Especially if so many people are willing to go off and join the Grey Maidens just to help their family survive. They're okay with being punished and tortured and used in a war to support a government that doesn't benefit them. I mean, what are we fighting for, and what do we want to save? If we are successful, those are questions we're going to have have answers for.
Cressida is quiet for a long time. I want my people to be safe and my city to be secure. And if you're telling me that there's a chance the Shawanti could help me do so, I don't see how we can afford not to pay whatever price they ask. My people are dying. This impostor, this Gadrian, unleashed a plague on them, to cull them, to make them malleable, to do I don't even know what. How long before they attempt something again and murder thousands more? If you can get me help, then you get the help, and we'll pay the price.
I will talk to Thousand Bones. See what if can be done. I mean, it's this conversation I needed to have with him anyways.
Cressida nods.
They may not be willing to offer people, but maybe a place to keep some people safe. Maybe a refugee camp for the women and children.
That's not possible, Aras. How exactly do you propose we evacuate the city that is under control of our very enemy? They'd be slaughtered at the gates. Maybe we could smuggle a few out here and there, but not enough to make a difference. No, I need men, power, magic. We need to take our city back.
well, then we should negotiate as such.
Does Corvosa have any other allies? Or
Amelia immediately just grimaces, like,
enemies,
Cressida does the same thing.
or enemies to the government?
I don't think that's the direction we want to go in right now.
Eodred Arabasti II, may he rest in peace, was not exactly what you'd call a diplomat and stepped on many toes when he was king. No. Corvosa is a free state for a reason. Not many in the world care what happens beyond these walls.
Okay.
So we go to the Shawanti. We're planning on going there anyways to learn what my father knows. And we can negotiate there.
Cressida nods wearily. We would need our city whole, our people to be able to live in peace and land to farm. Short of that, I am treasonous for even saying it, short of that, we can sacrifice everything if we need to.
Amelia puts a very gentle hand on Cressida's shoulder and says, the only treason right now is the one that is burning down this city.
She nods and puts a hand on yours gratefully. Yes, I know. I'm worried about many things. Not the least of which the fact that drow seem to have gotten in our city and have been posing as Grey Maidens. You said that this Marcus had something to do with that. What did you mean?
Not necessarily that he had something to do with it, but he wanted to do something about it.
So,
Amelia
very-
glances at everyone, just like, how much do we?
I mean, I think on this we say what we know, which is from one person. It's just a working theory.
So apparently the thing that Gadrian has that makes him immortal is not actually the thing of Lolth. Apparently Lolth is not the thing that he is embodying at this point, and he's been using that propaganda to gather drow to his side, but apparently that is not in fact the case, and Lolth is very upset about the fact that he's been lying about this, and so she sent Marcus, who is also a drow, but knows the truth, up here to try and kill Gadrian, but that obviously didn't work because she's still alive. He's still alive. She closes her eyes and shakes her head like, oh, there's too much going on.
So the drow are here under a false pretense.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what he wants to fix.
Well, we should speak with him then. If we can find a way to break that alliance, that would help immensely.
She nods. Removing the drow as an ally We will definitely make it easier.
If only there were some way to target Cressida herself. Well, Gadrian himself.
We'll just assume there was not a slip of the tongue there.
No, that was
The whole room slowly turns to a Roz.
Sorry, I meant Crediosa or Gadrian.
Crediosa! Alright. Oh. Well, Caden says, we're going to have to do just that eventually. You realize all of this is for naught as long as there is an immortal queen running the city.
Yes, no, that's part of why we need to go back to the Cinderlands so that we can talk to my father.
We can figure out how that thing was made in the first place. How Loth was stopped the first time.
Not lost.
How not Loth was stopped the first time.
Yes.
Yes, how not Loth.
Well then, the course seems clear. There's much help you can give us from outside the city walls, as much as I would want you here.
Down doorbell.
Portly, no!
I'm sorry, my kids are playing. Despite me telling them not to bark. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
God, Logan, stop barking.
Alright. Enough kisses, I'm GMing. Cressida will say, then at least we have goals. If you want, I can send... Well, and she pauses. Cadence, perhaps you could help find the girls someplace to stay if the rest of you must leave immediately. Otherwise, that would be very beneficial.
Is there anything we would need to do before that? Glances at everyone. Does not stare at Mary because she doesn't know things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to speak with Marcus before we leave. Then I think that's mostly it.
I think any conversations or work I need to do are currently in the Cinderlands.
I mean, I could check in with my private eye, but like,
Clink.
that's not immediate.
Poor
I
Sod.
don't even know if that man's alive.
Check with him, check on him.
Running for his
same
life in the
thing.
Valentines.
Right.
Just because someone asked him a question one day.
Poor bastard.
Right. Well, if you need anything from us, you are of course welcome to stay here as long as you like and rest. But, and she'll look forward to all of you. Get me help, find allies, and find a way to take Iosa down once and for all. or all this is for naught. We can stay in the game. Keep the hope alive, however long you need.
We'll do what we can.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think we've all earned a rest.
Before we, adjourn, where, looks over to Cinnabar, where are we going to keep her? I don't think we can take her with us.
We have some place that will act like a cell. We can question her and... like, she hesitates looking at Rhea. Take care of her.
Don't kill her. Don't give her the easy way out.
She's going to keep
Please.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Treat her super well, because that would be the worst thing for her.
What?
It's true.
I feel like we should talk later. But yes, please make sure she's looked after. Still kind of looking over at Ross.
Ross is like, just thumbs up, like, yeah.
Anyways.
Uh-huh. So, the meeting here more or less adjourned. What would you guys like to do?
Important question. Is this throne being used for anything?
I am the important question. No. Not at the moment. It's just sitting there.
Cool. Amelia's gonna go over here and prestidigitate a dick on the side.
Oh my god.
I've been muted this whole time. Yes, I would love to do something.
Of course. Yes, Murray.
Oh, I can't
Are you
believe
gonna
I was
draw a
gonna
dick
say-
on the other side of the throne?
Not.
Adrian smells.
It's just an eggplant and sweat emoji.
No, it's a 1-star Yelp review. Had a shitty time here. The fireball sucks.
My son and daughter died.
Yeah.
Would not recommend.
No, see, the problem is anyone that reads your Yelp reviews are going to be like, they're just biased against fire. Every time there's a fireball, it's a 1-star review.
Not anytime. Sometimes they're from us.
Are they, though?
Amelia has fireball. You know how kick-ass that was?
I think she's
You don't
contractually
have
obligated as a spellcaster
I
to
still-
have fireball.
I still love last session where you guys just met the upgraded version.
I know. and
They're
we hate it.
growing.
I would love to corner Cressida if I can.
Yeah, of course. So, like, after the meeting, she's checking on, like, with several of her lieutenants and speaking with Cadence. And... Would you, like, catch her eye, or...
She'll come she'll come over and ask her, "May I have a word?"
Of course. I have a office of sorts. And she'll lead you down the hall into a room right here. I'll just drag you down there. And she will sit in her chair and offer a chair to you. It is good that you are safe, Mary.
And Mary just ducks her head. As if this entire operation would not crumble without you, Cressida.
Oh, I don't know. I like to think I'm pretty needed, but maybe I trained my lieutenants too well. She gives you like a grin.
How are you, Cressida?
Tired. Though that seems to be pretty normal these days. I lost a lot of men, Weary. And the truth be told, without some sort of impossible alliance, I don't see how we're gonna win this. They're just... And she like slams a fist on the desk. Just too strong. I can be smart, and I can use tactics, and I can hit and run, and I can use every move in the book, but it doesn't matter when they're just this strong. And everyone knows it.
Weary. Weary steps forward and puts a hand on Cressida's arm. I will do whatever is. You have done more for us than I could ever have had. And for what it is worth, I am truly very sorry.
She'll grab your hand in hers. No. No, it's I who should be thanking you. I'm a Crimson Guard. I chose this life. You're just a citizen of Corvosa, and you've done more than I could ever dream of to help this city. And you're doing more still.
Weary sort of. It wants to be a laugh, but it comes out as a sigh. Tell you the truth, Cressida. You're just a very, very tired mother trying to help her children. Nothing more, nothing less.
She sighs. I understand. Do you think it's possible? Do you think the Shawanti would really come to our aid after everything?
I cannot provide you as many insights into their culture as Rosk, but it seems to me from our time there that they value both battle prowess and sacrifice. I think, given the right circumstances, it is possible.
That's good. I mean, at least there's hope then.
There is always hope, Cressida.
She nods. Well, as long as there's hope, what more do I need? And she'll give you a hand to squeeze.
Rest, likely. Perhaps a meal and a bath, if they are available.
They are, and lucky for you, after today, we need to keep our heads down more than anything, so there'll be time.
I have a question for you. How clear are the streets?
Define clear.
Were I to walk down them, would my progress be stopped?
You might run into a patrol, but as long as you weren't acting suspicious or someone of note, I don't see why they would. Gadrian... She goes, Gadrian is not stupid. He's trying to maintain the hearts and minds of the people.
Weary nods. I need to visit my chapel tonight.
Your chapel, of course. That would be possible. Wear a covering, perhaps, just in case.
She nods. There are a few of my kind. Likely what few remained after Queen Eosa have fled or have been killed.
She nods. Well, do you want a guard? I can send someone with you.
She shakes her head. Heads down, as I recall.
She nods.
I think you all need a chance to rest.
Of course. Very well.
If there is anything else that you could ask of me, let me know. I don't enjoy leaving for great stretches of time, especially knowing what I leave behind.
She shakes her head. No, nothing more. Just be safe and find a way to take them down.
Mary, clicks her beak. Well sidestepped.
She nods. I'm not that tired.
Mary, stoops into a half bow. I will leave you to your rest. Thank you for speaking with me.
She nods. Thank you.
I'm gonna go find a corner to fucking sleep.
Yeah!
At least, long rests do not have to be sleep, right?
They do have to involve sleep.
Well, they don't have to be entirely
That's
sleep,
true.
right?
Correct. They don't have to be entirely sleep. No, not at all.
Okay.
I think the general rule of thumb is 6 hours of sleep-ish. Well, I'd even go a little less, right? As long as you're not doing anything strenuous.
Okay, yeah, I will probably go check on the rest of the party and then find a corner somewhere. Sleep.
All right.
How Eli is still resting?
Yes, Eli is still resting.
Yeah, Rio was also gonna just hang out over there with him if nobody needs her.
Okay. What about the other two? What are you guys doing?
Ross is going to take some time helping wherever she can. And then she's going to be waiting for Mary to wake up.
You could just talk to her. Like, I imagine she's not going to be sleeping the whole time.
She'll wait until towards the end of your time to get up. She'll just take the time, not wake you up until you wait until you wake up
Are
on your
you
own.
like, okay, now what does this waiting look like? Are you like are you doing the like bouncing the leg outside of the house kind of thing?
No.
Just waiting to come inside.
She's standing at the foot of the bed, just watching. But because she's so short, it's literally just her eyes poking out over the top of the cupboard.
No, Ross is just like sitting a far enough distance where she can keep an eye on you, but she's carving wood, making a box.
A box.
A box.
A box. Gotcha. What about you, Amelia?
Sorry. So, what is Ria doing?
It's just over in the area around Eli, just making sure that it's okay.
So, Amelia goes over and Annika like starts going over to her, and she's just like, "Oh, actually, sorry, Ria, could I talk to you for a brief moment?"
Of course. Stand up.
And she like glances over at Annika, and Annika squints, but like goes back to watching Eli. And Amelia will like try and find the most private, isolated corner of the area, as far away from anyone as possible. And eventually she like finds a spot, stops, and kind of like starts pacing, and she's like pacing, and she's got her hands like like pressed together, and then the fingers just kind of pressed against her mouth, and you can tell she's desperately searching for words right now.
Ria just stands there patiently, waiting for you to say or do whatever you need to.
Oh, let me see how quickly this goes. Oh, okay, cool. So, there's this thing, that happened. There was down in the tunnels there. She like keeps like gesturing, and then the hands come back to her mouth, and then she like starts to speak in gestures, and then it comes back to her mouth, and she's like, finally, she just like, you can see the fuck it switch just gets flipped. Varric kissed me down in the tunnels. And then her hands just kind of slap back over her mouth.
Give me a second. Okay.
Oh, I couldn't even try to. Actually, no. Technically, I could.
Well, too.
No, she is so
Flustered.
in her own fucking head.
So Rhea manages to keep a straight face. Just
Uh-huh.
nods. Oh. All right.
So the thing is like slowly starts like gently clapping her hands in front of her. I'm not exactly sure what I starts pacing again. The thing is like that's normally like good, right? That's like a good thing, and
Do you think it's not?
under normal circumstances, I'm pretty sure it would be. I've been trying to piece things together for a while. It's been very confusing, and there's been a lot going on outside of it, so it's made it very difficult. And she like forces herself to stop pacing. She like slowly turns to face Rhea and clasps her hands like white knuckled in front of her. So for a very long time I've been a little confused about exactly how I feel about him. It was very inconsistent and strange, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. And she bites on her lip before taking a very slow breath and then letting it out. Since I tied Annika to me, our feelings have had a tendency to cross. It's like two different sets of emotions that keep trying to blend together in one mind. So a lot of the times when I'll have an angry outburst or say something, it's not something I'm feeling. For a while, I wasn't quite sure which feelings were mine and which were Annika's. And she kind of closes her eyes. I think she's the one in love with Varric. And she slowly opens them, and you can just see this look of desperation in her eyes. And I don't know what to do with that.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see. Nope. very in her own head right now.
So she takes a moment to let all of that sink in and nods. You're sure about that?
Amelia nods very slowly. It's been a very long and very confusing process. After I started actively knowing or noticing the difference between my feelings and our conversations, and when Annika was out and when she had been dispelled, and when certain things happen, like when my father approved of Varen or Varric, or when Annika saw us kiss.
I'll admit that that's a new level for me.
Not slowly.
Like, I'm sure she's used to probably dealing with people who are like love triangles, but not within themselves. All right.
I know this isn't really something that you have a lot of, like, this is, it's weird, like, I thought they were mine, and now they're not, and now it's my sister, and he's, like, I don't, how do you tell someone that your dead sister is the one who's been in love with him this whole time, and he's been so sweet and so wonderful, and he's been trying so hard, and he's been so she like starts pacing back and forth, just like hands in her hair.
Just immediately grabs you by your shoulders and holds you still in front of her. Breathe. Breathe. Panicking isn't going to solve anything.
I know. I've been trying to figure this out for like what, a month now, and now that I have the answer, I don't know what to do with it. Well, she like holds out her hands like she's holding something. Like what do I do with this?
Firstly, I'm glad you felt comfortable enough to talk to me. Second, have you spoken with Annika about this?
She presses her lips together. I have made many attempts to have many conversations with my sister over the years that she's been like this, and I can say with some certainty that she's not going to want to admit it. I'm honestly genuinely surprised. I think the reason that it took me so long in the first place to figure out that it was her is because he is absolutely not her type.
Her type being...
She kind of like moves her hands around a little bit, just like... Robin? Yeah. Just like this grimace of like, yeah, you see where the conflict comes from.
Well, before there's even any attempt to explain this to Varric, I do think that things need to be sorted out with Annika. Would it help, or would you be comfortable at all if I were there with you to sort of, I don't know, try to get past any blocks?
She shrugs. She opens her mouth and then closes it again and then opens it. I don't think she's going to listen to me.
That doesn't quite answer my question.
Yes. If you would be willing to help me talk to her, that would be helpful. I hope.
Of course. I'm always willing to help you. Well, I'm not entirely sure if you want to start that here or wait until we get back to the Callow Mounds, although I don't know entirely what sort of time we'll have when we return.
As you keep talking, you just see her slowly shrinking in on herself, just like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation.
She's still just kind of got her hands on your shoulders.
Rubs at her eyes. I guess sooner might be better. She just like starts scrubbing at her face like this is not what I thought I was going to be doing tonight.
Well, Squee, what did it seem like they were using the throne room area for exactly? Had that been converted into anything?
It was more like a meeting room, but not really. It hadn't been converted into anything. It seemed more like that's where they gathered to talk. With your training, you would know it's the most secure room in the place. So harder to be scryed upon or eavesdropped or etc. like that.
Right. With that, she would say, we could possibly ask my mother and Cressida if we might use the throne room to speak privately for a while. It's less likely that we'll be overheard or intruded upon.
She chews on her lip and slowly nods.
We can have Varric watch Eli. And she smiles.
Nods a little more assuredly, just like, yes, please.
All right. Well, I suppose you can get Annika, or I can, and you can grab. I'll grab Varric. You get your sister.
Enthusiastic nodding.
All right. So you guys go to go your separate ways. As you are going, though, you run into Timonius. Ah, finally! I've been looking all over for you two. Could you come with me? I have something to discuss with all of you.
Amelia was like speed walking and then just like screeches to a halt. Yes, we can, yes, absolutely. Just turns around.
Chris, is this something that needs to happen now? Or...
Yes, I have to depart soon. This is very important.
I mean, clearly he has to depart very soon. It's fine.
Well, then we should go now so that we can do our work. And she leads back over there.
Also, Aras and Miri at some point, Timrodian would have tracked you down. Ah, Ross, good. I was hoping you could join me for a bit of tea and conversation. I have something very important to talk to you and your friends about.
Sure. In the throne room, or?
Oh, no. In my laboratory.
Right.
Oh, good, he has a laboratory.
He has a laboratory.
Which one was that?
Actually, no, this would be here. This would be all the way... Hang on, let me zoom out so that people can see. This would be all the way in the corner in case shit goes wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
So is this where we're meeting him?
Yeah.
That's right. Side of like the sleeping quarters. I love it.
Uh-huh. But there's a lot of stone in the way.
But is it enough?
I don't know.
Pray we don't have to find out.
So...
I do want to.
I don't have a token of him, but... I do still have... his picture.
A hot second since we've talked to Timronian.
Hasn't it
Right?
been?
Yeah.
Right?
We were like, you're racist. Bye.
I don't know that I've
Forgot
ever
about
seen
that.
this
I forgot we
picture.
deemed him racist and bounced.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel kind of bad.
Oh, it's alright. I mean, you weren't wrong. He had elitist views.
We replaced him with someone younger,
Ba-boom.
hotter,
Yeah.
newer. Yeah.
Mobile.
With twice as many horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
Zero is still zero. Squiggy.
I mean, it's out there somewhere. It's just not attached to him.
Oh, Blue, you'll love this. In Ardenfell, they met with Baboom, and he was missing a horn, and they asked him about it.
Apparently, it was well worth it.
He said, it was done to get doing a favor for a lady friend, and that it was well
Wink.
worth the price.
Okay.
Wink.
As you all sit down, he goes, "Ah, yes, excellent. I have never quite gotten to thank you all enough for being my guinea pigs so long ago, and seeing as
Thanks,
how."
bud.
What?
I have notes on your arrow. It was really helpful.
Was it? Excellent. I know that things have been a bit crazy and we haven't talked recently, but seeing as we're all in the struggle for the city, as this has been my home for quite some time, I know how much rests upon your shoulders, and in light of that, I would like to offer each of you a trinket to help along your way. Also, wait, I have to think. Does he know a Ross? Has he seen a Ross?
Yeah. he's
Yes.
met her.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
He
He
doesn't know her name.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
has
doesn't
no
know.
idea
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he doesn't know about her new identity. He thinks this is a whole new person.
Right. So, the problem is that I'm not exactly very good at gift giving, so I figured I would just lay before you a selection of what I have and allow each of you to take one, and hopefully it will benefit you in your travels. Here, I have a URL for you.
I don't know what to do with this.
Pocket dimension.
But he goes, I have a collection of things here, and he has on the table, he has what looks to be a beautiful amulet, beautifully crafted boots, what looks to be an ebony statue of a fly, a beautiful stone, an onyx statue of a dog, a silver horn, a staff that looks honeycombed like an insect hive, a weird stone with gems protruding from it, and a wand.
That wand is expensive.
You are each more than welcome to take one. But only one. The rest I will obviously need to help with the city. And you guys can click on them, but basically, you each get to choose a rare magic item. The best part is, I don't know what Mary's going to choose, because there's two that would suit her personality very well.
Oh my god, the dog does talk.
He has an intelligence of 8 and he talks.
Oh,
Please take the dog, Rhea.
But Mary,
It was made for you.
Mary, do you see the second from the bottom?
Yes,
I
see it.
I want to let you guys know, like all my shops, these were randomly generated.
Oh my god. Really?
That's why I looked at the staff and the stone, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh shit. Fuck. Okay.
For the viewers, we have the Amulet of Health, the Boots of Speed, the Ebony Fly, the Ioun Stone of Reserve, which is actually really useful, the Onyx Dog, the Silver Horn of Valhalla, the Staff of Swarming Insects, the Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals, and a Wand of Lightning bolts. It's not an actual. It's not a wand made of lightning. It's a wand of lightning bolts.
Zeus's wand.
So you guys can take the next week to decide. You can just obviously your characters would choose now, but you as players can choose by next week what item you would like.
I think it's already been decided which one I have to take.
These are gifts. They are not things you have to buy.
Thank God, because I'm poor.
I know.
The reserve, the Ioun Stone.
Ioun Stone of Resume.
Is a spell storing stone. That's real nice.
Up to 3 slots, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you just toss it up in the air and it flies around you. Amulet of Health boosts your Constitution up to 19. Boots of Speed does exactly that. Gives you double the speed, and opportunity attacks have disadvantage. Ebony Fly is a giant fly. Onyx Dog is a dog that talks.
I have to take the dog.
Silver Horn of Valhalla summons berserkers.
I can't use that. I have no lips.
Yeah. The Staff of Swarming Insects would allow Mary to have a home for her bees at all times. The Stone of Controlling Earth Elemental allows you to summon an Earth Elemental once every 24 hours as an action, just like the gems that this group has grown so fond of. And the thing is, there's one for each elemental, so not only did it randomly pick elementals, but it picked the right one.
It's destined. We have to be friends with
That's
Greg.
exactly
okay?
what I was thinking. I was like, destiny.
Greg was like, oh, "This is my chance, guys."
Rhea also apparently has to keep up her running thing of getting statues of animals and also dogs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Wand of Lightning Bolts is simple but useful. It is a wand that allows you to cast Lightning Bolt. It has 7 charges, and each charge you expend upcast it 1. So, and it recharges a certain amount per day. So, you are all welcome to take the week, determine what you want if you need that time. But these are yours. Mark them on your item sheet and tell me which ones you have chosen.
Fuck.
I think I'd like the Ion Stone.
Uh-huh.
That's okay. I'll take the dog.
Alright.
And then you can trade later.
I hate that you've presented this choice to me. I really just detest it.
The gods have presented this choice to you. I just pressed a button.
Of which you are one.
I just pressed a button.
So the ebony fly that turns you into a fly.
No, that's
Or
like
gives
that's
you a
like the
fly.
marble elephant
Yeah,
that I have.
it's like the jade
Got it.
elephant. It turns into a
You
giant
got a
fly.
giant horse fly that you ride around on. that can fly.
Which is horrifying, but kind of cool.
Absolutely terrifying.
Oh, that's
but
pretty awesome, actually.
you also have to be careful because it's got very few hit points. I think it's like 19.
It's 19, yeah.
So keep
11
a
AC.
featherfall prepared is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I have a ring of featherfall, so that's fine.
Hey.
Yeah.
And I can
Just-
like use my boots to surf on the fly, you know?
Oh my god.
Are you gonna like water ski behind it?
You see a fly flying up above, stuck to its stomach.
Awesome.
Stuck to its stomach is a Ross with a gun upside down, lining up a shot.
So,
Yup.
Rhea reaches for the dog and accidentally knocks the fly across the room before Ross can grab it.
Oh my god.
I think you say accidental, but she actually just slaps it so hard off the table that it like bounces into the next wall.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not gonna matter. I'm still gonna find it.
Not if I get there first.
Ladies, please, there's no need for violence.
There's always a need for violence.
Oh god.
Do you want to fight for it, Rhea? What's going on?
You know what? I just realized that can't be right. Hang on. Hang
what?
on.
What?
Does Timronian have a lightsaber on his staff?
What?
He does, doesn't he? Look at the picture. That's a lightsaber. What?
I don't know where the
What?
picture
Can you
is.
throw
You don't
that up
have a
for us,
picture.
please?
Give it to us.
I did already. Did you guys close it all? Hang on, I'll show it to you again.
No,
No,
you didn't
I
get it.
You didn't get it.
Show it
Opened
to players. Did that not pop up for you?
Nope.
No.
What the heck?
Is he in the NPCs?
It's showing up for me. Yeah, he's in chapter 1 NPCs.
No, he's not.
He better be. Hang on.
He's not.
Might want to make sure that in his settings he's in our journals.
Oh, that's why. Save and show. How about now?
There we go.
All right, zoom in. Look at his staff.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
He just got even more mysterious. Like, where has this man been?
It's like a lightsaber built into his cane.
I'm sorry, you can't have that one. That one's personal. Besides, you don't want to give those things to her, or else she'll cut everything.
I just want to use it to make toast.
So, yeah. So that's that. That's all I had for that interaction. I believe Miriam or Ross, you had something? I just wanted to make sure I got that out of the way so you guys could take the next week, just in case you needed it.
Am I able to finish a rest? Are we?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody taking a rest?
I assume everyone's going to be taking a long rest here before you teleport back, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, everyone go ahead and take a long rest. And then we'll say like at 1 in the morning when the moon is high, Muri, you would be.
Are we not going to meet Marcus?
If that's the case, then actually maybe we should end here for the night because this is all stuff that would take time. Absolutely, it's absolutely things that we need to do. It's true. You probably would meet Marcus before you took the long rest, or something of the like. I'm not sure. That's up to you guys. But next session, meet Marcus. Clandestine rendezvous with Sun. And before all that, conversation between Varric and Annika.
Yeah, I think Ross and Wary do have to have a talk at some point.
Gotcha. Then we will save all those for next week, and we will continue our furious, action-packed sessions in the Dead Warrens. And everyone, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week. Ta-ta, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.